All right, we are back for our final training block for the Arnold. We are about 5 weeks out at this point, just inside 5 weeks because it is Sunday. So we have like 4 more weeks of real training. Not gonna lie, I feel pretty bad. I'm very tired. I feel very run down. I think going from a 73 show to an open show in such a short time frame has really kind of taken its toll on my body. There are some things that are going really well. I feel strong, and there's certain events that because of that are going great. And there's some that are kind of a struggle. It's just really heavy. It's heavier weights than I've been working with in a while because we were training for a 73 kilo show. So the weights were quite a bit lighter. And then just putting on, like, the past few weeks have been about putting on as much size as possible in a very short time frame. And I think that's been a pretty big stressor. And I just feel really achy. My mobility is never great. Putting on size makes it worse. And then we have a couple events in the show where the mobility limitations are really holding back my progress. And so trying to find the balance there has been tricky. But we're going to this last block. We've brought the volume way down. The intensity is still high, the weights are still heavy, but the volume is way down. It's very focused in on the events. So hopefully a little bit easier to recover from since the overall volume of the workouts is quite a bit lower. I think today we've got some back squats, which we haven't been doing in a while. We've been front squatting because I thought I was going to be front squatting in the animal cage on Sunday, and then they ended up not having any time slots available for that day. And obviously that's the only day that I can because the Arnold's happening Friday, Saturday. So that's off the table, which is a bummer, but also kind of nice because it frees up some training space that we don't have to use on front squatting anymore. So we're going back to a back squat for today, 3 sets of 4, some really light behind the neck jerk technique work, and then some pretty easy accessories, some leg press, leg curls, cable crunches, and some conditioning at the end. So the bulk of the workout today is going to be the squats and the behind the neck jerks. And the hardest part of both of those things is just going to be getting under the bar. My shoulders are very locked up. I think they're always shitty. My shoulder mobility is always bad. I had a lot of body work this past week as we were deloading, and just kind of theorizing that, like, I've put on a lot of like trap and shoulder mass that I think is pinching on some nerves. So I'm getting a lot of like nerve pain down my arms. That's made that like behind the neck, like holding the bar behind the neck, very challenging and quite painful. So trying to find that balance of like doing as much mobility as I can safely to get into those positions without taking it too far and hurting myself. So that's been a challenge. So the bulk of the warm up today is just going to be able to is just going to be getting my shoulders moving. It just takes a while, but I think starting with the back squat and then going into the behind the neck jerk from that, I'm hoping will help and give my shoulders some time to like get used to that position before going into the behind the neck jerks and having to actually press from that position. But it is also kind of a lot of volume in a position that is at this point causing quite a bit of discomfort. So we'll see how that goes today, but I'm going to have to take a decent amount of time getting my shoulders warmed up. So I've been using the GoWOD mobility app daily. I did like the assessment on that, and so it gives me like a daily personalized flow that I've been doing. So I'm going to start with that to keep on track with doing that every day. That'll take me about 20 minutes. Won't film that, but then I'll probably do a lot more stuff to open up my shoulders. So I'll show you what we do there, and then we'll go into some squats and jerks together, probably on camera. So I'll see you back here when it's time to start stretching. All right, so just finished the GoWOD mobility routine, and it actually had quite a few shoulder opening stretches in there, which is really cool for today. I'm still going to do 4 more, so I'll show you those 4. I'm not going to film my squat warm-up stuff because I've put that on here before. You can go back and look if you're interested, but I'll show you the 4 other shoulder opening stretches that I've really been liking recently. So most of these I got from the Olympic weightlifting coach that I've been working with. For overhead mobility, I've been doing this a lot and really like it, so I'm just going to hang from the bar and then find a buddy to push me further into the stretch. So a little more. Good, a little more. And good. Whew. So I'll do a few rounds there. Hopefully move my hands in a little bit closer each round for a little more intense stretch. All right, and then we're going to come over to a bench. for a dumbbell fall back. So just like you're doing a chest press, coming down and then letting the dumbbells fall back behind you. I'm going to hold there for like 3 to 5 seconds each rep. But I really like to do these like active stretches where I actually have to like actively come out of it against weight. Because it kind of works on a little bit of the stability at that end range instead of just like passively holding a stretch and not actually requiring your muscles to stabilize in that position. So I really like these. I've been doing sets of like 6 to 8, moderately lightweight. So I'll do like 6 to 8 reps here. And then same weights, I'm going to go into a fly. Same thing, hold that stretch for 5-ish seconds. And then we're just going to curl. So we're not doing a fly out of it. We're going to curl and back down. Really trying to get my pecs and biceps both to open up a little more. All right, and then like I mentioned, I'm getting a lot of tension kind of all the way down my arm from my shoulder into my fingertips. So I'm going to do another stretch to open all that up, but super important to get the finger extension in there also so that it stretches all the way down the chain. So doing this against a wall, ideally should be able to rotate away from it a little bit, and it's getting better, but I still can't quite get into that position. But that gives me like a stretch all the way from my fingertips up through my pec. So I've been doing this one a lot because that's where most of my tension is. But it has improved because I remember the first time I did this, I was getting like shooting nerve pain a lot in my bicep, but kind of all the way down my arm. And now I'm kind of at a place where I can get more into a muscular stretch and I'm not just being limited by like neural tension. So I can tell it's working. This is another one that Kevin showed me, the weightlifting coach that I've been working with. And then last one is just to get T-spine moving a little bit more. So PVC across the back. Doing some side bends. So we're going to exhale all the way. Shoulder bend. And we're going to rotate a little bit. Exhale. Then one more. Rotate as far as I can. Exhale. And other side. All right, so I'll probably do like 3 or 4 rounds of those to get my shoulders nice and opened up. For squat warm-ups, we're going to do some of the standards, probably running man, Cossack squats, lizard lunge and twist, something for abs like a dead bug or a bird dog. Probably do 2 or 3 rounds of those to get warmed up for squats, and then we'll get under the bar. I'll probably see you back here once we get up to like working weights. I don't really know what that's going to be today because I haven't back squatted in a while, but I'll probably see you back here once we get into like the mid 3s. All right, so I actually misread or misunderstood the program a little bit. It's actually 3 sets of 4 working up to an RPE 8 on the last set. It's not 3 sets of 4 at RPE 8. So the notes say to not go crazy with it. This is just to kind of keep the legs moving, and there really should only be like 1 hard set of the day. So I'm actually going to do my first working set here, or I haven't put it on yet, but at 275 will be my first working set. My guess is I'll probably go 275, 315, and then decide on a top set from there. But we're going to keep it a little bit more conservative than I was thinking going in. So I'll put 25 more pounds on each side, and then we'll do the first set here at 275 for 4. All right, first working set, I'll probably go up to 315 for the second set. The squat part doesn't feel hard. It's just really hard to hold right now. My shoulders are not feeling great. I'm not unhappy with the hand placement right now, but there's just a lot of tension, and it feels heavy in my hands and on my shoulders when I unrack it. But then the squat feels fine, so I think we're probably okay to go up to 315, and then we'll see how that feels and go from there. All right, we're on set 2, 315 for 4. All right, that moved a little slower than I would have liked it to. It doesn't feel bad. It feels heavy-ish, but not terrible. But it's not moving super fast, so I'm probably not going to take a huge jump. We'll probably go to 335 from here for the last set. Last set, best set. Right there. Whee. All right, so that's it on squats. Not crazy on the weight. I was kind of thinking it would be higher than that, but it has been a while since I back squatted, and really holding the bar is the hardest part right now. So I think that'll come back quickly. Again, ended with 335 for 4. And then that's it there. So not a whole lot of volume. And then we're going to go into some jerk technique work. I have 5 singles at an RPE 6. So I'm guessing that'll probably be somewhere around 185 to 200 just for some technique work and try to clean some things up. And then we have heavier jerks later on in the week. So I'm going to go get warmed up, and then I'll talk you through some of the things that we're working on today. All right, so we settled on 185 for working weight for the day, which is pretty light, but we're just working on technique. So the 2 things that I'm focusing on today, because I have a tendency to do wrong, is early pressing. So I have a tendency in the dip to wedge my elbows underneath to start the press too early, and that takes away a lot of my leg drive. So I'm really trying to keep my arms and elbows more relaxed until I get through the drive portion of the lift. So that's the first thing. And then second thing is I have a tendency in the split to catch with my left hip opened up like this. So focusing on squeezing this left glute, squaring up my hips so that I can load into this hip a little bit better. So those are the 2 focuses of today. What do you think, Coach? Coach has more legs. Okay. All right, so we've got 2 more reps here. One of the other coaches here pointed out that I'm cutting my drive short. So I'm, instead of driving up long and all the way, I am splitting way too early. I have a tendency to do that because I panic and think that I need to move quickly and drop under it quickly instead of focusing on driving up longer to give myself more air time to split. So 2 more reps here, and that's going to be the focus on those 2 reps. All right, that felt way better. That actually felt like it drove up a lot higher than I was used to from the previous set, so I actually caught too low and it crashed into my hands a little bit. So that's a good thing because it drove up higher and more explosively. I just mistimed my actual catch, which is a good problem to have, so I'll keep that in mind for the last set. But based on that, I'll probably go up to 205 for the last rep to see if that helps with that timing. All right. last rep of the day. The second to last, I think, was probably my best rep of this movement ever. So we added 10 more kilos. We're up to 207 for the last set. Drive high.
Some combination of your blocks. Try to eliminate all those holes that work tolerances. Hi, girl. Actually getting good.
Oh, that was nice. I felt good. All right, that was not shit. Hell yeah, not shitty. I like it. All right, done there. Moving on. All right, so that is a wrap on the main movements for the day. Accessories are pretty boring, so I'm not going to film them. I've got like 4 sets of 8 on leg press, some leg curl, cable crunches, and then like a 2,000 meter row at the end for some cardio. So nothing super exciting. Hopefully I will see you back on Tuesday, because it is my goal to vlog every training session between now and the Arnold. Sometimes time might be a factor and I might not have time to do this. So I am committing to a minimum of twice a week, but the goal is to do every session. So Tuesday, we'll have a lot of pressing. Hopefully I'll see you then. I do have a little bit of a time crunch on Tuesday though. So worst case scenario, I might see you back on Wednesday for deadlifts. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, things you want to see, etc., etc. And thanks for being here. Happy to be back, and excited to prep with you guys. So I'll see you next time.